Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? And welcome back to Intelligence Check. My name is Grim, or Paul, whichever you prefer. I am joined today by my co-host Conrad. What's up, boy?
The
And of course, we have our illustrious and let's be fair, our favorite guest, DM Steve. What's up, dude?
Good.
It's very early for him in the US, so he's a little low on the energy. But it was weird. I was just on Discord and one day, and he's just like, not one day, like today. I realized he's awake. I'm like, yo, Steve, you want to be on? He's like, yeah, give me 5. I need some food and coffee. I'm like, all right, cool. Do your thing.
I'm out of coffee though. That sucks.
Oh shit,
that sucks.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's fine.
So today we are continuing our deep dive. Yeah, fine. Deep dive into the various subclasses that are available to player characters across D&D 5e. Now I realize we haven't done an intelligence check in like what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month.
No, it's just been a week. We didn't do last week. We did the week before that, though.
Wow, that feels like ages ago. Sorry. Either way, we're trying to be consistent. I apologize for our inconsistency. It's just a lot of things are happening in our lives that take our attention away from it. From things like this. That said, so like I said, we're gonna jump back into the subclasses available to all player classes, and today we're gonna look at the Barbarian, which of course, like we already did the Artificer, which was completely consolidated into the Tasha's Cauldron of everything. So we will not be touching the Artificer again. We're going to move on alphabetically from here on onwards. Starting with the Barbarian, and we're going to start with Xanathar's Guide to Everything first. Now this is the second rulebook that came out for 5e in terms of class information. And pretty good classes. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think there are some cool subclasses in here.
Definitely.
So, okay, so one of the few things that Xanathas did that the player's handbook, so Xanathas gives an expanded idea for player characters, which is kind of cool. So, for example, they've added in something like personal totems, which you can choose for yourself. So, for example, one of the few things they have written here is, let's say, a necklace made from the claw of a young cave bear that you slew single-handedly as a child. It could make for a great backstory build-up for your character. I mean, it seems very, like, wow, this sounds so redundant, but it sounds very, like, barbaric in nature.
Barbaric?
Yeah. It sounds really, it sounds redundant to say, but you know what I mean, right?
Dun
Like,
dun dun.
yeah. It's nothing like, but it gives you opportunities to create a nice backstory.
Yeah, it's meant to flavor your character. Rather, they give you ideas to flavor your barbarian. Like hooks to play off with, Sometimes it can be hard to find a hook even for a barbarian, not gonna lie.
Yeah, because barbarians, like fighters, are very one-note kind of characters. Like, depending on it, just purely from a character's perspective, I hit stuff and I get angry. That's basically what people go for. While this can give you a little bit more personality to add to your character. I mean, again, most people have their own like ideas for what the character is going to be. It's just that this gives you something to build off of, which could be fun. So personal totems is one thing you can go for. You can go for tattoos. You got wings of an eagle spread wide across your upper back, or hand like paws of a cave bear over your arms, or even on your face. Just like stuff like that is fun. And one of the few cool things they added was superstitions, which I think are fucking hilarious. So one of the ones was what? Yeah, dwarves have lost their spirits and are almost like the undead. That's why they live underground. Like it's giving your barbarian lot of personality. It's so much fun. But yeah, so Xanathas is a great way to add a couple of more like flavor notes to your character creation. But let's move on straight on to the subclasses that's been offered to you. Now remember guys, we already covered the base barbarian classes in a previous video. You can find those up on YouTube. So we're just going to go purely for the subclasses now. So the barbarian, for example, gets features of each of the subclasses at 3rd, 6th, 10th, and 14th level. Okay? So who wants to start us off with part of the Ancestral Guardian?
I can go for it.
Go for it.
So, the Ancestral Guardian. This is an interesting one. Like how we were talking about just before stream. This is more of the tank barbarian as such.
Support Barbarian, yeah.
Support barbarian, yeah. So the features that you get are at 3rd level you get Ancestral Protectors, at 6th you get Spirit Shield, at 10th you get Consult the Spirits and your Spirit Shield goes up, we'll get into that, and at 14th level you get Vengeful Ancestors and your Spirit Shield goes up again. So starting off with 3rd level you get Ancestral Protectors. So when you choose this path at 3rd level, Spectral Warriors appear when you enter your rage. While you're raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn becomes the target of the warriors, which hinders its attacks. Until the start of your next turn, that target has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against you. And when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack. And the effect on the target ends early if your rage ends early as well. But
So-
it's quite interesting.
So, okay, so a bit of clarity. Does this proc every turn or just once?
It is until the start of your next turn.
No, okay, so
Yeah.
The target has disadvantage.
until the start or the end? Start.
Until the
also
start of
start.
your next turn. Yeah.
Right. So let's say
It
I
starts
attack.
when you enter your rage as well.
Right.
Mm.
So let's say I attack on my next turn. I'm still raging. I attack the next guy. Does he still have advantage on the next one or no?
I
See, that's the thing. Is it once per rage or is it once per turn?
Well, it's until
See,
the
it's-
start of your next turn, so it'd basically be until the start, basically a full round, they have disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah.
But so let's say it's my turn again now. If I hit that, if I hit that same guy again, does he have disadvantage again till the end of my start of my next turn or no?
Essentially, yeah, you can just.
That's
put on
what
the
it
same guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Be-
constantly you can give people a
It
disadvantage.
does because the only what to say sort of thing they give you in terms of duration is that the effect on the target ends early if your rage ends. So I guess that's where it specifies like as long as you're raging, I guess this procs.
But if you have say I have extra attack, there are two targets in front of me. I hit them both. One attack hit one guy, other attack hit the other guy. Can I affect them both with disadvantage?
I think you can affect only one. The first creature you hit with an attack on your turn. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even that is specified.
Okay, so
So
every
it's
turn.
it's a single target thing
Okay, so every turn you can
Actually,
give one
it does
target
every turn.
disadvantage. Okay.
while you're raging.
Okay, fair enough. Because again, the wording is weird because it doesn't.
It
just
is
says-
a little weird.
Yeah. So there you go, guys.
Yeah.
Just again, remember deep dives in terms of this. Like we're trying to get clarity on the situation. So it's always interesting to know.
Yeah.
Some people like rules as intended versus rules as written.
And
So
as
we
you were
have to
saying
figure it
earlier,
out.
this should rather the causing the creature to have resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
Mm.
I think, as you said, that should affect spells as well.
It should affect
not
spells
just
as well,
melee
yeah.
attacks, so.
Most definitely. Because
That'd
it
be
just says
interesting.
dealt by the attack. Doesn't say weapon attack or anything like that. Just the damage of the attack. So immediately that works for spells as well. Rules as written.
Do with it as you please.
Yeah. I mean, it'll come down to what your DM decides.
Yeah.
But rules as written, it affects all damage types, which is actually kind of strong.
It is
Yeah, I mean, it's
every-
it effectively a taunt that you can apply to, like you said, a single target.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pretty good.
Well, that's at 3rd level, and at 6th level, you get your Spirit Shield. So, beginning at 6th level, the Guardian Spirits that aid you can provide supernatural protection to those you defend. If you're raging and another creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage, you can cause your reaction to reduce the damage by 2d6. And when you reach certain levels in the class, you'd see the damage reduce goes up by 3d6 at 10th level, by 4d6 at 14th level.
Which is pretty valuable. Damage reduction is always valuable.
Oh yeah.
But it is your reaction though. So keep that in mind. Depending on what build you have, you may want to use your reaction for Sentinel instead, perhaps.
That's pretty
or-
good range, man. 30 feet. I'm just looking at the range and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, like you are rescuing your spellcasters or your cleric from this mainly. Your rogues and all have enough and more fucking abilities to just reduce damage like crazy anyway. So yeah, this will be reserved for your squishy character. Like say you can't get to that person to save them, this is a viable option. And 2d6, what? Averaging, what? That's like 6 damage reduction, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, they're averaging 6 damage. That's not bad.
And it goes up
Of
as you
course,
level
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
At 10th level and 14th level. So at max, it's 4d6.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And then at 10th level, you get Consult the Spirits. So at 10th level, you gain the ability to consult with your ancestral spirits. And when you do so, you cast the Augury or Clairvoyance spell without using a spell slot or material components. Rather than creating a spherical sensor, this use of clairvoyance invisibly summons one of your ancestral spirits. Why is that such a tongue twister? Ancestral spirits. Fuck! To the chosen location. Wisdom is your spell casting ability for these spells. And after you cast either spell in this way, you can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. Short rest, not bad.
I mean, clairvoyance actually requires you to have at least 100 gold pieces of a focus. So,
And
doing that for
with
free.
this you don't? Yeah.
Pretty good. So essentially how clairvoyance works is you create an invisible sensor within range that looks familiar to you, a location familiar to you, or an obvious location that's unfamiliar to you. The sensor remains in place for the duration. It can't be attacked or otherwise interfered with. When you cast the spell, you choose seeing or hearing. You can use this chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. As your action, you can switch between seeing and hearing, which is pretty good. And the range is up to a mile away. It takes 10 minutes to cast though. It's not a ritual spell either. But it's got a range of you skip 10 minutes. You can see up to a mile away, and you can see what's ahead of you. Perhaps potentially like let's say for example you have, for whatever goddamn reason, you have a Totem Barbarian on your team who's picked Eagle as their second totem. They can see a mile away, so they can see what's up. They can describe to you the location up ahead. You can just send out your clairvoyance right there at the edge of a mile, and you can scout out ahead and see if anybody's there. So the viability is there. It's pretty good. You can see what's up, or you can hear what's up. And the best part is that thing's invisible. So you see somebody, like, okay, there are people there. Let me switch to hearing. What are they talking about? Are they bad people, good people, or just, random people? Probably harmless. You never know. So options, pretty good. It's not bad. Augury is a spell I'm not very familiar with. Steve, are you familiar with Augury? I never used it before.
Augury is a weird spell as both a player and a DM, because essentially what it does, for the wording of it, is basically you roll dice or dragon bones or ornate cards, basically something to represent you asking the gods for advice about a situation, and then the DM, acting as the gods, will tell you whether or not it's a good result or a bad result.
Yeah, it's woe or wheel. What was it?
Yeah, wheel or woe. Wheel for good results, woe for bad results.
Yeah. Right.
And there's also wheel and woe for good and bad results, and then there's nothing. Yeah, it's one of those spells where it's good that they're giving it to you basically for free, because it is one of those spells that is very niche, and you have to know in advance either A, that you have a character built around it, like your character has some sort of vision into the future or something like that, or something similar. But yeah, it's a fine spell. It's just, as a DM, it's one of those situations where it's impossible to really say for certain this is going to be a good or bad situation unless it's a very specific kind of yes or no question you're getting. So
yeah, no, we're walking into
a weird spell.
I'm walking into this cave. Is it a bad cave? Yes.
How would you describe bad? What's bad for?
Yeah, exactly. It's
how about we talk
subjective.
about that first?
Yeah, that'll be a whole philosophical discussion right there. But I mean,
there are goblins in the cave, but there's also a bunch of gold. So
some treasure. Yeah, so that's the thing. It doesn't specifically tell you what is the bad thing. It's just that there's something bad in there, and maybe something good as well. So it's something as simple as I could just send my familiar in there, or have my rogue scout up ahead and look at it. So
And this one also has material cost to it. It's cheap. Like, it's what, 25 gold pieces? Yeah. Worth of either mark sticks or whatever.
Yeah.
But even then, you're going to have to, if you don't have that by chance, the spell is just utterly useless.
Yeah.
Otherwise. But with these guys, you get to use.
There are like a lot of niche situations where it is super valuable. Like, if I drank this, would it be good or bad? And it's poison.
True.
Super easy. But it's still a ritual, so it's still taking them 11 minutes to cast it. So
yeah, it's just weird. Like
situations become even.
Yeah, it's like you are close to death. You find a random potion. Am I going to spend 10 minutes casting this just to know if this is a bad idea or not? You know, it just
suspicious like... guy gives you a drink. You're like, no. He's like, what is he doing? Oh, he's just trying to see if you're trying to dupe him. Oh, okay.
Something. I don't know. It's some of these spells are weird, man. I mean, like Steve said, like there are applications for it. It's very niche, and sometimes it can work out really well for you. Yeah. But most of the time, you're going to be like, it's okay.
It is a fun spell since you get it once per short rest effectively with this. Yeah. So it's one of those things you can just use all the time for kind of just basic stuff for the sake of roleplay. You know, I think that's probably the best place for it. It's not gonna save your ass that often, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's for me, and that's fair. It's options. It's things you can do.
Yeah.
Which is
also that's
useful.
level 10. At that point, you're unkillable as a barbarian, so gives you something to do.
Yeah. Because I mean, the weird thing is, like at this point, like level 10, you can access to 5th level spells. I believe, for casters?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So already your cleric or your wizard or your druid already have materials for all of these spells, and they can do it better than you can. To a point where they're even more perceptive than you are. So they might be better off using it than you. But you can do it for free. It's an option for you.
I would say those are two spells that most casters just aren't going to prepare unless they have
I'm pretty sure they won't for the most part.
True. But again, options are available.
Yeah. But that is Consult the Spirits at level 10. And then finally at level 14, you get Vengeful Ancestors. Your ancestral spirits grow powerful enough to retaliate. When you use your spirit shield to reduce the damage of an attack, the attacker takes an amount of force damage equal to the damage that your spirit shield prevents.
And remember, at 14th level, your spirit shield does 4d6.
4d6.
You can return 46 force damage to somebody.
Damage.
That's pretty good. And force damage is one of the least resisted types of damage in the game. So it's an extremely valuable source of damage. But
and it's a reaction, so you're doing that once per turn.
Once per turn. Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's one of those barbarian classes where you can be upfront, but you might not. I don't know. You are doing damage, a little more damage to an extent.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, even then, it's the fact that you're able to like help out your teammates regardless. Because most barbarians upfront just hit me harder.
Yeah,
That's usually what this one's a bit more like rounded, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more on the tank utility side of barbarian, which is nice because there aren't too many subclasses for that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's literally the Ancestral Guardian. Those are its features. Not bad. Would I pick this over Bear? Probably not.
I mean, but after seeing, like, after you reminded me, I was like, oh yeah, Reginald was this barbarian and pretty fucking badass. Yeah, I'd say that shield came in handy.
The shield is great. Again, it is one of those. I feel this is a very roleplay heavy class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, because like again, you're summoning spectral spirits. They could be your ancestors. They could be your fallen friends. Again, there's a lot of stuff that you can build up with your backstory, which can lend to this character.
Fucking Reginald had a spectral battalion with him.
Yeah.
And every time he was like, oh yeah, I'm just camping out with my battalion. I was like, out of game only, I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's what they are, right?
Yeah. Like, he was a GIF, and the rest of his friends also GIFs. So it's just like, there you go. a bunch of hippos. It's great. Or rhinos, whatever they were. It was great. So so that way it's like it's quite flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's good fun. Like, you know, again, it's like a lot of flavor, a lot of roleplay elements. If that's not your bag, like if you don't want to be that protector kind of class tank per se, then this is not for you. Otherwise, this could be fun. Could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely someone who is more tactically minded and is looking to just absorb damage. Like you said, Bear is still just statistically better because they made it statistically the best class.
It is. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're wanting something besides that, I think that's a good option.
Yeah. Pretty good. Because like a lot of people have issues with the fact that I want to make sure that my friends are safe. There you go. Ancestral Guardians is good for you.
Yeah.
While everyone else is just pure, like, I'm going to fucking rage and just destroy everybody else. Like other classes, like, I'm going to... The best defense is a good offense. This is a nice rounded class. But the problem is, like, the main damage dealing it comes out from for Vengeful Ancestors. That's tier 4 play. Well, end of tier 3, beginning of tier 4. So, chances of you getting your hands on the Vengeful Ancestors is extremely low. But it's there.
I mean, if you're playing one-shots and you know you're going to be playing level 12 characters or something and you want something fun and chill, let this go for it.
Yeah, could be fun. And that's the end of the Ancestral Guardian. Let's move on to the Path of the Storm Herald. I'm not familiar with this one at all. Steve, are you familiar with this one?
Yeah, I've read through it a couple times.
All right, take it away.
It's interesting structurally. It's actually kind of similar to Totem Barbarian, how it's set up, because you get different options as you level up. So the first option I've got listed here is your Storm Aura, which starting at 3rd level, you emanate a stormy magical aura while you rage. The aura extends 10 feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover. So essentially just creating a storm around you. Your aura has an effect that activates when you enter your rage, and you can activate the effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
Oh.
And you choose between one of 3, desert, sea, or tundra, and the aura's effect depends on the chosen environment. Interesting to note, you can change your environment choice whenever you gain a level in this class, so you can change those up, and you gain a different one each level. So again, similar to Totem.
Okay.
You also have a DC associated with it, just standard 8 plus proficiency plus your Constitution modifier, which is super valuable as a Barbarian.
Yeah, because you always want to max your con as soon as possible.
Exactly. The first one is Desert. When this effect is activated, all other creatures in your aura take 2. I think it's actually labeled on Fantasy Grounds. Let me see what it actually is.
On the book, it says fire damage.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is just 2 fire damage.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was an actual die associated with it. Yep,
No, it's
so
just
two
it's
fire
flat. Yeah, flat 2.
Yep. So it goes from 2 up to 3 at 5th level, to 4 at 10th, and then 5 at 15th, and 6 at 20th.
I'm assuming that's the same level as your rage damage?
I think so. I believe so.
Might be.
It looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, so essentially that makes sense. Essentially, your rage is extending out into fiery flames around you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it does not relate to your rage. My bad. It relates to your proficiency bonus, actually.
Oh, yeah, that does.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
Yeah, because rage only goes up +4.
Yep.
Yeah, my bad.
The next one you have after Desert is Sea. When this effect is activated, you can choose one other creature you can see in your aura. The target must make a dexterity saving throw, and the target takes 1d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a success. And the damage increases as well to 2d6 at 10th level, 3d6 15th, and 46 at 20th.
That's okay.
It's, I mean, as a bonus action, essentially.
Yeah, it's free damage.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, because I mean, you're not using much in a bonus action anyway, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's the thing. As a bonus action, you're pretty limited as a barbarian, so that's actually a pretty good option. It's just, quick lightning damage, especially if you take something like Elemental Adept for lightning.
Mm.
And then last one you have for the first bit is Tundra. When this effect is activated, each creature of your choice in your aura gains 2 temporary hit points as icy spirits endure 2 suffering. The temporary hit points increase when you reach certain levels in this class: 3 at 5th, 4 at 10th, 5 at 15th, 6 at 20th. So, 3 temporary hit points to an ally.
Yeah, not bad. But it's only one creature, right? Or as many as you want. Each creature of your choice. Yeah, there you go.
It's an aura.
As long as they're within 10 feet of
your
you.
aura.
Yeah. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, especially if you have a relatively smaller party, you can have just everyone munch around the Barbarian in a certain given situation.
Yeah.
And, just constantly pump out temporary hit points to everybody.
It's not bad. I mean, this also includes you as well, right?
I assume so.
Yeah, it says each creature of your choice, so that includes you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you can use it. I mean, again, at 3rd level, 2 temp hit points is not a whole lot, but it's a layer protection on top of your HP.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bonus action, so it's not a huge waste of your resources.
Exactly.
Since, again, you don't have much of a bonus action either way.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, options. In this regard, I would say I'm torn between Tundra and Desert. Sea, not so much. Because the constant fire aura is nice. Just flat fire damage.
You do have that gamble of rolling some good damage at 3rd level itself. 1d6 compared to flat 2, you still have that chance.
Yeah. I mean, the average works out to higher, of course, but still. But Tundra sounds great. Again, just temp hit points all the time is valuable for a Barbarian. Become even tankier, not than normal. So, it's not bad.
And this is one also that roleplay, I think, plays a pretty big part in as far as how you approach the class itself. Because you can go Genasi, for instance, and have it directly tied to that.
Yeah. Water Genasi, Air Genasi, Fire Genasi. Up to you. Could be fun.
Exactly. Next set of abilities they get is at 6th level. With Storm Soul, the Storm grants you benefits even when your aura isn't active. And the benefits are based on the environment you chose for your Storm aura. So unlike Totem, this one, if memory serves, you have to stick basically with Desert, Sea, or Tundra.
You can't choose a different one?
You can't mix and match.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the differentiating things they have.
Based on the environment you chose.
Right.
Yeah. And based off the abilities, it kind of makes sense, because if you were able to mix and match some of these, it would be a little crazy.
True.
True. Next one you get, if you went Desert, is you gain resistance to fire damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme heat, as described in the Dungeon Master's Guide, which can actually be a really big deal if you have a more survival-based game, set in the desert or something like that.
Yeah.
Moreover, as an action, you can touch a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried by anyone else and set it on fire. So, if you're a firebug, great. If you literally just want to set some dude's house on fire, you can do that at any time.
Don't do that.
Yeah, preferably don't do that.
It's out there.
Yeah. Sea, you gain resistance to lightning damage, and you can breathe underwater. You also gain a swimming speed of 30 feet. That one can kind of... I'm always a little hesitant on these as abilities when they give them out, because that, say you went Triton or Sea Elf.
Exactly, immediately negates that, yeah.
Yeah, I already had these abilities, so I get nothing this level.
I mean, I get resistance lightning damage, that's about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless they have it from another source already, which there are a couple ways to do, so...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, yeah. Sea, it's hit or miss, honestly.
Yeah, it depends on what you're already building, and it's one of those things you want to always make sure you're looking at the entire class for when you do build a character.
Yeah. I mean, it's also to keep in mind, like, sometimes some DMs will not allow certain races to be played.
Exactly, yeah.
So, options there for you.
Yeah, if you're doing something like Adventures League, and you want to try and build a very specific character, that can be valuable. So
actually, for those of you who don't know, where Adventures League, they have a lot of bans on races, classes, certain abilities. So keep that in mind. Depending on what your DM is running, keep that in mind.
I believe the rules officially are still just 2 books are allowed. You can do Player's Handbook and one other.
Yeah. Like a variant human is not allowed in Adventures League. Which is insane to me, but it is not available.
It makes some sense, but...
No, it does,
in a way. Yeah. Last one for 6th level, Tundra. You gain resistance to cold damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme cold. Again, described in the DMG, which, again, pretty valuable. Moreover, as an action, you can touch water and turns into a 5-foot cube of it into ice, which melts after 1 minute. This action fails if a creature is in the cube. So you can't freeze your enemies, Mr. Freeze style.
Yeah.
But you can create a giant ice cube and throw it at them.
Yeah. A 5-foot cube of ice is no joke. That fucking thing hurts.
Yeah, that's basically the size of a person. So
yeah, that's like a little smaller than, like a tiny bit smaller than I am. But yeah, again, there you go. And as a barbarian, you can just yeet that shit. So again, like I see in a normal campaign, like a normal everyday homebrew campaign, whatever it is, they let you build tritons, they let you build water genasis. All this stuff's allowed, where you can just breathe underwater and be at peace. Or you can just build a fucking, what's it called? What are they called? Warforged. You don't need to breathe.
Yeah.
You're fine. Shifting speed is valuable, but again, it's extremely campaign dependent. Like, if I'm not going to be on the sea, why would I want to pick sea?
Exactly, yeah. It's one of those subclasses that you really have to make sure the type of campaign you're going into with it. Yeah. In the same way, like, Rangers are very campaign dependent.
True. With their new features like chosen terrain, favorite enemy, all that stuff. Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can't mix and match is kind of like, that's probably the most limiting. Actually, would you allow them to mix and match in your games?
Probably not, because it is balanced around the idea that you are picking a specific environment and that your character reflects that.
Right. I mean, it just seems weird. Like, say I choose, like say the campaign's set in tropical forest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, seems a bit could make some sense there.
I guess. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, it's not one that's for every campaign. I would definitely say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these abilities you just might not end up using.
Yeah, which is really sad. No, I mean that's I don't want to say that's bad design, but it's not great.
It's fine to design niche content as long as everyone's aware it's niche content.
Yeah, I mean, okay, we can look at the Circle of the Land Druid, for example. They have multiple options, which is great. You can choose many different areas to be from, and you gain abilities based on those areas. Well, this is just limited to desert, sea, and tundra, which is even more bizarre because storm, desert, just heat. I don't know. Seems weird.
There are desert storms.
I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I would expect a little more like lightning damage more than, I don't know, fire.
Yeah, I mean, fire is essentially just heat damage.
So I know.
I can see it as a stretch, though.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch in terms of calling this the path of the Storm Herald, but it's fine. It's whatever.
But they do have other abilities as well here at 10th level. With Shielding Storm, you learn to use your mastery of the storm to protect others. So each creature of your choice has the damage resistance you gain from the Storm Soul feature, while the creature's in your aura. So anyone within 10 feet of you essentially gains fire resistance, lightning resistance, or cold resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Could be valuable.
Yeah, okay. Especially again if it's campaign dependent. So say you're up in the mountains and everyone would have cold resistance as long as they're close to you. Yeah. That's a big deal.
Actually, does any point does your storm era become bigger? It doesn't, right? It just stays at 10 feet the entire time.
I think it goes up to 30 at later levels, it said. maybe. Might have misread that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't.
It stays at 10 feet the entire time. Oh, that's BS, dude.
Yeah, I figured it should go up to 30 feet around like tier 3 play.
Yeah, but it's 10 feet the entire time. That's
Yeah.
not good.
That would probably be a thing I change or just create an item for personally.
Yeah.
at the
Right,
DM.
right.
It's
Yeah.
like we'll just extend this when it's appropriate so it feels a little more useful.
Yeah, because otherwise you're like, what? No. That's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, for shielding storm, cool, that's fine.
And last effect they have is Raging Storm. At 14th level, the power of storm you channel grows mightier, lashing out at your foes. And effect again is based off the environment you chose from the storm aura. So desert, you immediately after a creature in your aura hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to force that creature to make a dex save. On a failed save, the creature takes fire damage equal to half your barbarian level. So a minimum of 17 damage, or minimum 7 damage.
7 damage. Yeah.
Which, not bad as a reaction. One target hitting for 7 to 10 damage.
I guess. I don't know. Just seems a bit piddly at that level, honestly.
Yeah. It is a 14th level ability, so yeah, you do expect a little more. I think they're partially just banking on the fact that barbarians are insanely powerful in just the base level of class.
True. Yeah, they do hit like trucks. This is true. So
Yeah,
just
no matter what, they have great damage damage
like,
potential. They can tank no matter what
yeah.
super well.
Here's some
So-
damage on top of your damage. Yeah, fair enough.
C, when you hit a creature in your aura with an attack, you can use your reaction to force that creature to make a strength save. On a failed save, the creature is knocked prone, as if struck by a wave. So, knocking a creature prone as a reaction, also pretty good.
True. Because like next turn, don't have to go reckless. You can just beat the guy on the ground. Yeah?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Uh, and Tundra, whenever the effect of your storm aura is activated, you can choose one creature you can see in the aura. That creature must succeed on a strength save or speed is reduced to 0 until the start of your next turn, as Magical Frost covers it.
That's pretty
So
good.
that one, yeah, that's a solid one.
That's solid. Definitely solid. Just stopping somebody in their tracks is always valuable. Because, so the looks of it, which what was I looking for?
Specialization.
Which environment would you choose, like, overall?
Depends on, it depends very much on the campaign and the character. I would probably enjoy the desert character the most, because it's the most straightforward.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Khan?
I like the sea.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm for Tundra, actually.
I think they all have.
Yeah, they all
Like,
have their uses, and as you guys said, it's so campaign dependent.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
of course,
it
if I
also-
know if it's a campaign where I'm probably where it's not going to use much, I'll probably play Tundra
Yeah.
or
I mean,
Desert again.
no, again, it's interesting because like each of us have chosen actually 3 different ones, which I thought was
Yeah.
strange. Like Tundra is more my playstyle as a barbarian. Like again, I'm there to make sure everyone else is safe. Like that's what I want to be. So giving people temporary hit points, cold resistance, chuck a 5-foot cube of ice at somebody, and then of course reducing people's like movement to 0. Which again, it's like that's my playstyle, like protector. Like that's what I like to be. I love to be tanking. So that's my playstyle of choice. But then I can see your points as well. I have no issues with that at all. Makes sense. But I mean, the only thing I would say is the 6th level Storm Soul. Like if you pick a Triton or a Sea Elf or a Water Genasi, your sea feature just becomes like,
Yeah.
That's like the only sad part of it. But again, options available to you. But that in its entirety is the Storm Herald. I would still pick Ancestral Guardians over this though, at this point. If I have to rank something.
again, if you know there's a campaign which, let's say, like, and it is environment dependent as such, like something like Storm King's Thunder, you know you're going to be up in the north a lot, and it's going to be cold for the most part. So if maybe then taking something like the Tundra will help.
Sure, but I mean, like, see, while this, like you guys mentioned, the Storm Herald is so campaign dependent. Well, something like Ancestral Guardians can work in any campaign.
Anything, yeah.
So when it comes to the niche, go Storm Herald. Otherwise, so far, Ancestral Guardians is pretty good. But again, that's my personal playstyle, which I like. So that works out for me in terms of what I prefer.
I mean, the one coming up next also is pretty.
Oh my god, yeah. So, so in terms of the tier listing, when it comes to S rank, which is the top tier, Totem is without question the best. Close second, Path of the Zealot. Now, when people don't want to play Totem Barbarian, they usually pick Zealot Barbarian because it is actually quite good. So once again, like the previous class, the previous subclasses again, you get your features at 3rd, 6th, 10th, and 14th level. So beginning right off the gate, Path of Zealot. When you choose this when you get this this subclass, you can channel Divine Fury into your weapon strikes. While you are raging, the first creature you hit on each of your turns with weapon attack deals an extra damage equal to 1d6 plus half your barbarian level. Weirdly, it doesn't say rounded down or rounded up.
Yeah.
Which normally it should say.
It should. It's rounded down if it doesn't specify.
Oh, wait, but normally they tell you it's rounded down or rounded up, which is the weird thing. Because I mean, like at 3rd level, I'm doing what? 1d6 plus 1?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. Yeah. It's extra damage on top of your fucking 1d12 Great Axe.
Yeah, and if you crit, it's still double dice. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, extra damage on your first attack, which
at
is
low
great.
level, that's an extra 4 damage at least on average.
Yeah, and if you're wielding a great sword, that's 3d6 per turn. Pretty good. So it's 3d6 plus your strength modifier, plus half your barbarian level. That's a chunky amount of damage.
Yep.
So, pretty good. That's Divine Fury.
Making it...
Sorry.
Having access to radiant damage that early also is pretty valuable since one of the more common things you fight is zombies.
Exactly. So yeah,
skeletons.
so I forgot to mention that. Yeah, the extra damage is either necrotic or radiant, up to you. And let's be clear, you're picking radiant.
Not always.
Yeah, come on. Radiant is also like one of those like least resisted damage types in the game as well.
I mean, if your character is evil or worships an evil god or has some connection to
Fair. Actually, yeah, we should mention that. Zelda Barbarians are also like, they use godly power, like godly rage. So choose your gods carefully. Rather, make sure that god is available in your campaign. And your DM's okay with the fact that you might be worshipping what could be an evil god. So, you know, it could work. It could fuck you, but it could work in your favor too. So that's the first feature you get at 3rd level. The second feature at 3rd level is called Warrior of the Gods. Your soul is marked for endless battle. If a spell such as Raise Dead has a sole effect of restoring you to life, the caster doesn't need material components to cast a spell upon you. You can be raised with Revivify for free. Resurrection spells are extremely expensive.
Yeah.
And you get to be revived for free.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. And if I'm not mistaken, this also bypasses all the negative effects, right, as well?
No. You'd still suffer the negative effects of something like a Raise Dead.
Right.
It doesn't cost anything to bring you back.
That's still valuable regardless.
Yeah.
Like, you
it's
cannot
one of those
die.
features that ultimately you don't want to have to test out, but good it's there. It's like a really good life insurance policy.
100%. It's like, I just revived the warrior. I'm good. Just pick me up. I'm fine. I'm fine. Because Revivify is on action to cast. In the middle of combat, if your barbarian, your zealot dies, bring him back up immediately. Walk up to him and smack, you're up. it's kind of good.
Yeah.
So, fuck yeah. That's Warrior of the Gods. That's your 3rd level feature. Then at 6th level, you gain Fanatical Focus. Divine power that fuels your rage can protect you. If you fail a saving throw while you are raging, you can reroll it. And you must use the new roll. So you basically get advantage on a saving throw once per rage. Not bad.
Yeah.
Because most if you're someone like Morgan, who has a really low wisdom based barbarian who gets charmed and dominated and stuck all the time,
yeah,
it's valuable. So again, it's an option for you. It's always good. Like being able to shrug off magical effects that can destroy you and your party is always valuable. Because on top of this, also the fact that, let's say, Fanatical Focus, you have Danger Sense, Dragon Breath, Fireball, whatever it is, you could potentially reroll your loss and succeed even harder. So Fanatical Focus is quite valuable.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Danger Sense, that gives you advantage on a good portion of the saving throws you're going to be making most of the time.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of you failing goes down pretty significantly.
So it's just like I'm saying, it just gives you more protection while you're raging. And at 6th level, you have 3 rages? I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you can use this 3 times per long rest essentially. Then we move on to level 10, Zealous Presence. Now this is actually a fantastic ability. So at 10th level, you learn to channel divine power to inspire zealotry in others. As a bonus action, you unleash a battle cry infused with divine energy. Up to 10 other creatures of your choice within 60 feet of you. The only thing is they have to be able to hear you.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. They gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of your next turn. If you are last in initiative or first in initiative, this is fantastic. Just buff your party for a whole turn. Problem is you're only going to use it once per long rest. But that's still valuable in the middle of a fight. One round where you just get to... Your rogues will love you, your Gloomstalker Ranger will love you, your fucking Paladin will love you. Just smiting on everybody is just attacking with advantage and they just survive much better. It's really good. But Zealot's Presence is awesome. Part of me wishes it was up to your proficiency bonus, but then I can imagine how broken that would be. Because I believe you're at level 10, your proficiency bonus is +4.
Yep.
Yeah, so using that 4 times per long rest is probably a little broken. Yeah. It's probably nasty. But still, extremely valuable, very powerful ability. And then final ability, which is aptly named Rage Beyond Death. So beginning at 14th level, the divine power that fuels your rage allows you to shrug off fatal blows. While you're raging and have 0 hit points, doesn't knock you unconscious. You must still make death saving throws, but you can still attack on your turn at 0 hit points. However, if you would die due to failing your death saving throws, you don't die until your rage ends. And you then only die if you have 0 hit points. So here's the thing. I believe Indomitable Rage is level 13. Unending Rage.
Is that 13?
Let me check that. Persistent Rage. That's level 15. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't remember it being this one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. But wait. The wording on that is weird. So you don't die until your rage ends. But if you fail all your death saving throws, you fall unconscious, right?
Well, if you fail all your death saves, you're dead.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just fight at 0 hit points as long as you keep. But then if someone hits you, that's a failed death save. Right?
Yeah, if you take any damage, essentially you are still still conscious, but you still make death saves as normal. So if you take any damage, and it's melee damage, that's an automatic crit, so that's 2 death saves down, and damage would apply as normal. So you can still go down super easy.
Yeah, just like
with
you can,
Rage Beyond Death.
But you can do some damage before you drop.
Yeah. However, if you would die due to failing death saving throws, you don't die until the rage itself ends.
Yeah.
And your rage can technically go forever, as long as you have something to hit or something hitting you.
True.
So
just to have your
Atlas's
rogue to
plan.
stab you.
Yeah. Hit me!
What Morgan said, Atlas's plan is once he gets high enough level, is just going to go to either the Hells or the Abyss and just kill demons forever. Because as long as there's demons around, they'll attack him, and he'll have attacked them. So he can't really die, and he can just keep healing himself also.
True. Because he's a paladin as well. Yeah.
Yep.
And he also has radiant consumption. He keeps damaging himself to constantly maintain his rage.
Yep.
But yeah, so Zealot, pretty good. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. This is the class if you do not want to die. Like, I refuse. I am too angry to die.
Yeah.
And if I do die, you can bring me back for free. True resurrection would be free.
Yeah.
How fucking OP is that? And that's a level 3 feature.
Quite nutty. It's quite nutty when you think of it.
Any resurrection spell is free, dude. What the shit? That's nuts. This is why Zelda Barbarian is considered to be the second best of the entire Barbarian subclass. It's really good. Lot of like Zelda's presence is fucking powerful as hell. Fanatical Focus adds a degree of protection for you. Divine Fury gives you a little more damage on top of that. You can be brought back to life for free, and you can just keep attacking even when you're dead. Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. But that brings an end to our Xanatha subclasses. Let's jump to Tashas with the 2 new subclasses, which are kind of fun.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah. Okay, so Tasha's added 2 new features for Barbarians as optional features. Should you wish to take them, up to you, or if your DM allows them. It's something you have to keep in mind as well. Starting at first one at 3rd level, when you pick your subclass, depending on whatever you choose, you gain primal knowledge. So when you reach 3rd level and again at 10th level, you get to choose proficiency in 1 skill of your choice, which are available to all barbarians. So I believe barbs get... So let me double check this. So as your base class, you gain proficiency. You can choose animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, and survival. So at 3rd level, you get an extra proficiency, and at 10th level, you get to choose 1 more, which is actually quite valuable in case some people are missing out on certain skills here and there. You can fill that deficiency.
Yeah.
Providing that your modifier is good enough to do so. But just having also is valuable. Adding proficiency bonus to something is always good.
Giving barbarians something outside of combat is always nice as well.
I am good at other things than just hitting shit and taking damage.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then we have Instinctive Bonds, which you gain at 7th level. So as part of your bonus action to enter your rage, you can move up to half your speed, which is also fantastic. You want to close the distance as much as possible, hit somebody so you can maintain your rage. So that could be, that's the thing, like you rage, I say your speed is 40, I rage, I can move 20, and then I can move my entire speed of 40 to get closer. So 60 feet in 1 turn. Pretty good without having to use dash action. Pretty valuable. Getting up and closer into the fight. Taking all the taking all the things. So again, this is available to all classes. This is an overall class feature. And they call optional class features. Remember, you choose it, or if your DM allows it. That's how that works. So keep that in mind. But Tasha's has 2. I think I already mentioned that. Yeah. So we have Path of the Beast and Path of Wild Magic. Who wants to do Beast?
I want to do Beast.
Go for it.
Yeah. It is easily my favorite subclass they've introduced in a long time. Because if you want to play a werewolf, this is the proper class for it. And no offense against Matt Mercer's Bloodhunter, but Barbarian just makes so much more sense for it to me.
Yeah. Agreed.
So it gives you also even a nice little table for your origin, which, you know, you can be the product of a lycanthrope. You could have descended from an archdruid who changed your shape. You know, you turn into a weird animal creature. Just use your imagination.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So first ability you get at 3rd level is Form of the Beast. So when you enter your rage, you can transform, revealing the bestial power within you. Until the rage ends, you manifest a natural weapon. It counts as a simple melee weapon for you, and you add your strength modifier to the attack and damage rolls when you attack with it as normal. And you choose the weapon's form each time you rage, and you get 3 different versions.
Yep.
So the first one is Bite. Your mouth transforms into a bestial muzzle, or great mandibles, your choice. So if you wanted to be, say, Spider-Man, you could have pedipalps for your mouth.
True.
It deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit. Once on each of your turns, when you damage a creature with this bite, you gain a number of hit points equal to your proficiency bonus, provided you have less than half your hit points when you hit. So basically a built-in heal when you're bloodied.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't know. I would think the heal should be available at all times, personally. Because it's just a proficiency bonus.
Strong.
It's just a proficiency bonus, though.
Yeah, but take 2 levels in Fighter, 6. And then you get 2 bites in 1 action, healing yourself up to, at that level at least, you'd have +3, so that's +6 back to you. And you're a Barbarian, so you're already hard to kill.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's also because they have to balance it around the other features you have here to make them worthwhile. And if you had just, I automatically heal every time I do this and deal damage, I would always choose this.
Fair.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the other ability you get is Claws. Each of your hands transforms into a claw, which you can use as a weapon if it's empty. Deals 1d6 slashing damage on a hit. And once on each of your turns, when you attack with a claw using the attack action, you can make 1 additional claw attack as part of the same action. So, level 5, you can attack 3 times. Which is pretty valuable. It is a d6, so it does go down as far as the overall damage output there, but still, 3 attacks, and if you have any sort of add-on features like, say you went a few levels in Ranger and got Favored Foe, so you can add a d4 on top of each of those attacks, comes pretty solid damage.
Pretty good.
Then Tail is the last one. Honestly, this might be my favorite just from the
It is the best one.
visual.
It is best one, regardless.
You grow a lashing, spiny tail, which deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit, and has the reach property, which is big.
Huge.
If a creature you can see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to swipe your tail and roll a d8, applying a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled, potentially causing the attack to miss you.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's a weapon and also a really valuable defensive tool. And also giving you the reach property, so taking something like Sentinel is all of a sudden really valuable.
Yeah. Okay, wait.
And again,
so here's the thing. Why would I pick anything else but Tail?
Most combats, yeah, you're going to want Tail right off the bat. If you're already in a wounded state and you know you're going to need the healing, Bite would be really valuable. And Bite also allows you to wield a weapon, so you don't have to make an attack with it.
Okay, quick question. So here's the thing. The Tail, it doesn't say you need an action to use it, to deal damage.
Let's see.
It just says you grow a spell which deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit. Can I use my great axe or great sword and then attack with my tail?
I feel like it's poor wording on their part, but I assume it's an action to attack with the tail.
Right. Okay, so why would I give up? Why would I use my tail when I have a 2d6 straight sword? Or a 1d12 great axe? Know what I mean? Because again, see, the damage is a flat 1d8. You don't add your strength modifier or anything like that.
I assume from.
Oh wait! I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know, it does add your strength modifier on attack. Never mind. Sorry, it's 1d8 plus your strength.
Yeah.
Because it adds. Yeah, it tells at the beginning. So my bad. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, at the start it says you'd add that, so it would still count as a normal attack. It's just a 1d8 versus, essentially you're choosing between a 1d8 weapon with a reach property that also gives you a good reaction to gain AC.
True.
Or
Actually, I did double check that. How much damage does a halberd do?
halberd, if I remember, it's a D10 if you two-hand it.
I mean, it is a two-handed weapon. Yes, it's a D10. Yeah, with also got a reach property as well. So, see, that's the thing. It comes down to the fact that do you want to lean into the beast, or would you rather use weapons yourself?
Or both.
Yeah.
Having the options of multiple weapons is pretty valuable.
Actually, it's true, because your tail doesn't take up your hands or anything, so you can still hold your halberd or your greatsword or your great axe and just choose to hit somebody further away. Especially, like you mentioned with Sentinel, you can use your tail as your reaction to hit them with Sentinel, and then just walk up to them and smack them twice with your great axe or great. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, never mind. I take back my critique. This is good. Tail is OP. Tail is OP. Tail is the best option.
Also, from a roleplay's perspective, say you're a Dragonborn, you just grow a tail and use that.
Interestingly, for those of you unaware, Dragonborn don't have tails.
Depending on the setting. Some people have it worked in that it's a whole thing of some do, some don't.
Yeah. But I mean, like if you look at just the Dragonborn itself from Player's Handbook, you ain't got a tail. Which is such a misplay, actually, because it'd be so cool to do a sweep attack with your tail. Like, you can knock someone prone with it.
Essentially, that's what that does. I think you actually gain another feature for that. Let's see.
Yeah, because Aarakocra... because Aarakocra have their claws, what they called? Cat people. Damn it. Tabaxi, thank you. Jesus Christ. They have the claw attacks. All that kind of stuff is kind of cool. It's just that Dragonborn have the dragon breath, sure, but give me the tail and let me smack somebody. Like, make that a racial feature. It'd be so much fun. It'd be so much fun. But no, getting a plus D8 to your AC, that's pretty good.
Yeah. As a reaction, just being able to be more defensive like that and still maintain everything else is pretty valuable. That's Form of the Beast. Next ability you get is Beastial Soul. At 6th level, the feral power within you increases, causing the natural weapons of your Form of the Beast to count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage, which is big, because at that point you're usually fighting stuff that is going to have those resistances and immunities.
You can punch ghosts.
Exactly. You can bite ghosts even.
Yeah.
And you can also alter your form to help you adapt to your surroundings. When you finish a short or long rest, choose one of the following benefits, which lasts until you finish your next short or long rest. So you gain either a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater, or you can gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed, and you can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings without needing to make an ability check.
Spider climb.
Yep, built-in spider climb. If you're playing a vampire, it's perfect.
It's amazing.
As well. And then also, when you jump, you can make a athletics check and extend your jump by a number of feet equal to your check's total. You can make this special check only once per turn, though. But essentially adding, a pretty good
amount, yeah. As an athletics check.
Woo. Yeah, at level 6, your proficiency bonus is +3. Your athletics, your strength, let's say your strength is 5.
5, yeah.
Plus 8, so D20 plus 8. You're jumping pretty far.
On average, an 18 extra feet. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Especially if someone, say, casts jump on you, or, the 101 different ways there are to just make someone jump really far.
You can fly? No. Jump good.
You can literally leap tall buildings in a single bound.
100%. Pretty nutty.
And the other features are pretty great here too as well, because this is essentially whenever you want to. So say you know you're going to have to cross a lake, all of a sudden you have a great swimming speed and can breathe underwater. So don't need to worry about...
your hands become webbed, you grow gills, and there you go. Immediately, flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Or you're climbing a mountain, now you have a climbing speed.
Yeah. Like you see my claws just become larger and even more vicious, and it just digs into the mountain surface.
Exactly.
Again, it's so much flavor. Initially I thought this was kind of like meh, but now reading it back and just thinking about it now, I'm like, cool. This is pretty cool actually.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot of different ways you can take the character overall.
Yeah.
But next ability you have for that is Infectious Fury, which is 10th level path piece feature. When you hit a creature with your natural weapons while you're raging, the beast you can curse your target with Rabid Fury, and the target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, DC's 8 plus Con plus proficiency, or suffer one of the following effects of your choice. Either the target must use its reaction to make a melee attack against another creature of your choice that you can see, so you can make them attack an ally or an enemy if they're yours, or the target takes 2d12 psychic damage. So just
which would you choose? Which would you choose, honestly?
Very dependent on the situation. If I know I can make somebody who hits really hard hit their own teammate, that's really valuable.
But 2d12 psychic is pretty powerful too.
Yeah, on average you're hitting for about 12 damage.
Yeah.
Not everything takes psychic damage, so again, just very dependent on your situation.
Yeah.
You can also use that feature number times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all expended uses on a long rest.
Pretty good.
At that level, 4 uses.
That's solid. That's actually quite solid.
Yeah.
Damn.
After that, last ability they have is Call the Hunt. So the beast within you grows so powerful that you can spread its ferocity to others and gain resilience from them joining your hunt. When you enter your rage, you can choose a number of other willing creatures you can see within 30 feet of you equal to your constitution modifier,
So
which at that point is probably going to be 5. Yeah. You gain 5 temporary hit points for each creature that accepts this feature.
Damn.
So if you have a party of 5, that's 20 temporary hit points to you.
That's solid. Holy shit.
Yep. And until the rage ends, the chosen creatures can each use the following benefit once on each of their turns. When the creature hits target with an attack roll and deals damage to it, the creature can roll a d6 and gain a bonus to the damage equal to the number rolled.
Damn.
So you give basically your entire party an extra d6 in damage for basically as long as the combat goes, usually. Because it's until the rage ends, so as long as you don't lose your rage.
Yeah.
And you can use this feature number times, again, equal to your proficiency bonus.
That's fucking hell. So that's level 14, right? At level 14, your proficiency bonus is 5. There you go.
Yep.
That's kind of nuts.
Very cool.
I mean, the D6... D6 is still decent.
Yeah.
Maybe a D8?
Well, I mean, it's still a lot of potential damage, because it's up to 5 creatures that you can put that on.
True.
So, assuming it's a big fight, you have a friendly NPC with you, all of a sudden they get it. All of a sudden the rogue / ranger / fighter also gets it.
Yeah. I mean, because like if it's per turn, 5 people, you're averaging about 15 damage across the entire round. 17 damage. It's still valuable. Like we always keep saying, 1 damage is better than no damage.
Yeah.
Like, at the high end, that's basically 5d6 that you've added to your party, or your party's overall damage in a round.
Pretty good.
Because at this level, you can do this, and then after that, you can use your Infectious Fury and do something with that.
True.
It's
It all
like
stacks up.
you're definitely going to be like, you'll rage, call the hunt, do whatever, attack. and then do one of these things.
So he'd be like, guys, we're gonna fight, right? Cool, rage. 20 temporary hit points. Let's go. Okay. Okay, you know what? Now that I've gone through it, this is pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
At
I'm
max, it's also 6, since your Constitution modifier goes up to +6.
Right. You just become healthy and unkillable. But again, remember, guys, level 14 tier, I guess you're beginning in tier 4 play. Unlikely to get this feature unless it's a one shot, so focus on getting to level 10 at least. But still, that level 10 feature is still pretty good. That's a pretty good feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Path of the Beast. Better than I thought it was. So, Khan, since you've played this class, go on.
Yeah, my favorite from this book, Path of Wild Magic.
It's so dumb.
It's basically, to put it very simply, it's a barbarian that rolls a wild magic table for the most part whenever he rages.
Yeah.
Or she rages, or they rage.
Yeah.
It's essentially flavored around that.
What annoys me is the fact that there are no negatives on that list.
I mean, I think there's one or two that they're not negatives as such, but it does fuck up the person.
Yeah, I mean, it's a neutral effect. Nothing bad happens. So, like, I would add, like, maybe a couple more, like, bad things. Like, maybe... See, it's a D8 at the moment, remember correctly? It's a D8 roll, right?
It is a D8,
Yeah. I'd boost it to a D12 and add some other effects there. Just to balance it a little bit. Otherwise, it's all good. I'm like, man, come on. Anyway, go on.
So, at 3rd level, you gain 2 features. The first one is Magic Awareness. As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn which school of magic it belongs to. And you can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
You have a passive detect magic.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Again,
Otherwise,
things that are behind total cover, you're not going to be able to detect that, but yeah.
I mean, like see, there's a treasure pile, and there's one magic item in it. You're like, ooh, hello, I know it's there. You know, because everyone else has to either use their time to ritually cast it, or use a spell slot.
Yeah,
this guy's just like twice per longest I can go. Magic, where are you? Pretty good.
Yeah. And the second feature at 3rd level is Wild Surge. The magical energy rolling inside you sometimes erupts from you. When you enter your rage, roll on the wild magic table to determine the magical effect produced. So, if the effect requires a saving throw, the DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your con modifier.
Let's go through the list.
Yeah, so it's a D8, so there are 8 effects. The first effect is Shadowy Tendrils lash around you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage. You also gain 1d12 temporary hit points.
That's quite powerful.
It's quite that. I love it.
So does it say how many creatures? It's each creature. So there's no limit.
Each creature of your choice.
There's no limit.
So
if you're surrounded by 20 people, you are dishing out
30 feet of you.
20 d12 necrotic damage out of you.
Yeah, shadowy tendrils, bruh.
Pretty good. I mean, at higher levels, 1d12 is not much.
Yeah,
but those temporary points.
Yeah, at least that second tier, this will be pretty nutty. And then the second effect, if you roll a 2, you teleport. I love this one. You teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
This is
I
broken.
love it.
This is
I
broken.
love it.
This
I love
is
it.
fucking
Just
broken.
poof. I kick his ass.
Yeah. Poof.
Poop. I come kick your ass.
Every turn. 30 feet of teleportation, dude.
Poof. I'm on a tree. Nobody kicks my ass. Ha! You lose.
Does any other class get something like this? No, right?
I mean, there are spells, but
Yeah.
actually, and Wild Magic Sorcerer does. I think there's an option on the Wild Magic table that's basically that.
I mean, I'm guessing these are things taken right off from that table.
Not all.
More or less. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, some of them are similar, but not the exact same. Like, it's, I think, just 20 feet actually for the Sorcerer, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that they would, because that was a problem they ran into with Wild Magic, is no one wanted to play it because, well, there's a 1% chance I'm going to fireball my party level 1 just because I wanted to cast a cantrip.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, imagine the horror that could happen if you just did that with a Barbarian.
True.
I'm just assuming they would murder the entire party almost immediately if
Yeah.
you put an
Oh,
effect on.
well, yeah, 100%. Which is what I mean. I will extend it. See, the negatives won't be something like Fireball. Something like you get polymorphed into a sheep. Nothing detrimental. So that turn you're done. You just become a sheep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's something simple as you lose your turn and something stupid happens, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not gonna say, dude, fucking a fireball on a D8 or a D12 dice. That's gonna happen more often than you'd like. Like I'm not gonna put that shit on there. No way. But everything apart from whatever. But yeah, teleporting as a bonus action for free for a minute. That's kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty fucking good. It's quite powerful, actually.
Yeah.
It fits the theme of what the character is supposed to be, I think, for a Wild Magic Barbarian. So I think it's fine. Like, it is the most cartoony of
100%.
Barbarians.
100%.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of like a controlled blink spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's like
I mean, it's basically Far Step.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's really for a barbarian, just being able to weave in and out of combat without taking opportunity attacks, just fucking laying people out. Attack a guy, bonus action, teleport that guy, whack him, and just it's great. Because once you're level 5, of course.
In our last in our last stage of combat in that one shot which I brought in belch, I had, and that's the effect I had. That's why I was able to teleport all over the place. It was quite nutty.
It's so dumb, but yeah, like Steve said, it's cartoony as fuck, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Role playing wise, trust me, you can have solid fun with this. I have fun every time I get to play Belch. Like he's so much fun.
I mean think about it. Like you can like say it's a battle situation. Big bad evil guy is at the back. He has a bunch of strong ass minions in front of him. Mm-hmm. You can teleport straight to him and threaten his life. Either you get these guys off my friends, or I kill you. You know, it makes for some interesting combat situations. Again, it's a role of wild magic. You might get lucky, you may not. But yeah, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. And then if you roll a 3, an intangible spirit which looks like a flump or a pixie, your choice, appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. At the end of the current turn, the spirit explodes, and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again, summoning another spirit on each of your turns as a bonus action.
It's nuts, dude. You have a mini bomb.
It's too funny, yeah.
You have a grenade.
I make something fun.
It'll be.
Oh.
I mean, the flump.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
Something. Yeah, you can flavor it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a flump or a pixie. It's just, it's like, oh, hello, little friend. You're gonna die.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
the fact that you can keep summoning them also just makes it that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just from a roleplay standpoint of, like, they're just realizing what their life is over and over again as they're exploding. It's because I'm just imagining it's the same pixie over and over again.
Same, yeah.
Please stop!
Fuck.
I mean, it's almost like that whale from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah.
Can't be determined with his life. Ooh, what is this? Wind? Is that a good name for something? Boom! Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
We are terrible people. Moving on.
So, if you roll a 4, magic infuses one weapon of your choice that you are holding. Until your rage ends, the weapon's damage type changes to force, and it gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If the weapon leaves your hand, the weapon reappears in your hand at the end of the current turn. Let's fucking go.
Shit, dude.
Just chuck that fucking great axe at them and come back here. Fucking God of War that shit.
Yeah, you turn into you turn into Old Man Kratos. Old Man Kratos, yeah. But it's only, I mean, yeah, it's per turn, as long as you're raging. Yeah, just keep throwing your axe at people.
Oh, you already had a spear. Throw that spear. That already has a good range, anyways.
But no, I mean, no.
If you have a special spear.
No, the range changes to 20 to 60. That's what happens to it.
Right.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if it's spear or not. It becomes 20 feet. But yeah, throw a great axe at somebody.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty good. And force damage. 1d12 force damage. That's dumb. Level 5. You can do it twice.
Yeah.
Pretty strong overall, I'd say.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And also just, again, for the comedy aspect, like just throwing a giant weapon. Or if you take Tavern Brawler, so you can literally throw anything.
True. True.
Yeah.
Allow me to ask you a question. Fling! No, it's great.
Just
Jesus.
throw a table at somebody.
And it does force damage. Not even.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so dumb. That's so dumb.
And then if you roll a 5, whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, that creature takes 1d6 force damage as magic lashes out in retribution.
Dude, how is that okay? How is that okay? How the fuck is that okay? No saving throw. They take a flat 1d6 force damage. Fucking hell, dude.
Don't touch me!
Yeah. No. Please touch me and get fucked. Holy shit.
It's also not once per turn, so say, like, trolls usually have about 3 or 4 attacks. So that's 3d6 force damage directly back at it for nothing.
Yeah.
It just says with an attack roll, so how many ever attacks that thing makes, that much amount of damage goes back.
And you're raging, so that troll does like half damage to you anyway.
And if you're in a good position, you can basically just tank every shot. So yeah, that can get real strong real quick.
That can rack up a lot. Like if enough creatures hit you, like the 8 creatures around you, they all have extra attack. You're doing a fireball worth of damage back out to everybody who hits you. That is just fucking insane.
Yeah. And then when you roll a 5, whenever we did 5 already, sorry. 6. When you roll a 6, until your rage ends, you are surrounded by multicolored protective lights. You gain a +1 bonus to AC, and while within 10 feet of you, your allies gain the same bonus.
How is that okay? How is that okay? There are no negatives here. Everything is good.
Yeah. See, especially with the next one, I would throw a negative in that. So the next one, moving on to the next one. I mean, because the other one is what it is. You get a +1 AC. Yeah,
which
you
is
and your
huge.
allies get +1 to AC as long as
Massive.
they're within 10 feet of you.
Massive.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Good.
So, if you roll a 7, flowers and vines temporarily grow around you. Until your rage ends, the ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies. I
For
would
your
say
enemies.
it's difficult terrain for everyone.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
fair.
Is it though?
You
Okay,
can't-
I mean, everyone except you, maybe.
It's except you, maybe because it's coming off of you. So as you're running,
Yeah.
this difficult terrain is kind of like allowing you to pass through. It's
Look,
weird.
It'll be funny because like the flowers grow around you, you move, the flowers die behind you.
They die. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyone in it, I would say. Otherwise, yeah, even I would say it becomes stale after that point. You're just constantly having good things happen to you after using wild magic.
Yeah, everything is good for you here, which is why I would add again. Like I'm not adding negative effects. I'm adding neutral effects.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, you get turned into a sheep, or you get turned into a potted plant. Which is one of the few things which are on the Sorcerer's Wild Magic table.
Yeah.
Or suddenly a unicorn appears out of nowhere and stands there and looks at you and does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, but everything right now is so good. Anyway, let's move on to the final one.
And yeah, the final one. If you roll an 8, a bolt of lightning shoots from your chest. Another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of your next turn. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
Blind is powerful as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, this is not okay.
Smack. Look at me! Flash!
Yeah, just flash it, dude. You could even literally like just flash your. You know what I mean? Never mind. Forget it. Yeah. Basically, if you're female, you flash on your tits, and it's like, oh god. Yeah. So it's no. Fuck the 1d6. Blind.
Yeah.
Your save is based off your con modifier. Bruh, as a fucking barbarian, you have high con. Holy shit.
It is also a Constitution save, though.
True.
So
Yeah, it is a
most creatures are going to
Constitution
succeed on that.
True. Actually, would it be? See, I understand it's con for like balance perspective. I would think that it'll be better off from a mechanical perspective. I think Dex would make more sense because you're covering up your eyes to avoid the blind. Know what I mean?
I was going to say Wisdom. You can make an argument for that, but Con, I think, is a good balancing point for it.
Yeah, I know. I get that. For those of you unaware, most monsters in D&D have a very high constitution. So, otherwise, that'll be really busted.
It would be really, I mean...
Dex or Wisdom? Yeah, it'd be much. Like, I would choose Dex purely for the fact that they have to, like, cover up their eyes to make sure they don't get flashed by it. That was my idea. But I see why Con. I see why it's there.
Yeah, it's not as much them covering up their eyes, it's just their ability to, survive the light.
Yeah, I get that.
Or resist the effects of it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I get it. But yeah, being able to do that as a bonus action until your rage ends, my god, man.
Yeah.
Wild
Again, this is how you roll.
Yeah.
It's gonna be how you roll.
I mean, okay, I'll say this much. If you're gonna play this in my game, I'm going to add some stuff to your Wild Magic table. Just to make it a little more fair. Otherwise, everything works in your favor. Nothing works against you here.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, that's, again, the problem they ran into with Wild Magic Sorcerers.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that because that's one of the reasons why no one wants to play the Sorcerer.
Bruh, I would play
uses
Wild Magic. I'll play Wild Magic in a fucking heartbeat. I think it'd be hilarious.
But would you though? When you're actually sitting down to make a sorcerer, would you though?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I really would.
You want to be like 5 sessions in and get unlucky and accidentally kill the entire party?
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it goes, man. Again, like you have to make sure it's okay with your party.
Yeah.
Guys, I would like to roll a Wild Magic Sorcerer. Is that okay with you guys? If they say no, then fine. But I would love to play one purely for the fact that it'll be so interesting. Because, like you mentioned, there's a 1% chance of fireballing yourself. But everything else is still pretty good. I mean, unfortunately, Yen rolled fireball twice and nearly killed us all. But that's besides the point.
See
She's
what I'm
not
saying?
even a wild magic sorcerer. She just has an
Someone
item.
like me who probably has the same luck that Yen has. I mean, I feel her pain. I would have that. It feels like something I would have done.
No,
My rolls are so bad.
No, the weird thing is like it's not
Fate
Yen
of
rolling.
my rolls are
it's
so bad
Steve.
that-
It's Steve rolling for Yen.
Oh.
Steve rolls wild magic,
Yeah.
so he fireballed us twice.
Well, I mean, it's still me pressing a button.
I know.
Yeah.
You're still rolling it though.
Sure.
Either way, the point is, I think it'll be fun to play wild magic as a sorcerer. But that said, though, I mean, like I said, I would bump it up to a D12, add 4 more neutral effects, and I'll move the stuff around. Like I put one neutral effects as a 3 or something like that, and move it around. Like come up with a new table because I want something a little
Bump
bit
it
more.
to a D10 itself instead of a
Just 2
D12.
more? Not fine, fair.
Yeah.
Fine. D10, fine.
You could do like 2 neutral or do a D10 and just add 1 neutral, maybe one that's kind of bad, like, turning into a sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for one turn, you are a sheep. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that would be reasonable. Because
Yeah.
it's still essentially just them losing out on an action, or losing out on a turn, but gaining 1 temporary hit point, effectively. So,
I mean, I see everything else is so cartoony. Just turn into a sheep for a second.
yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna rage and bah. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, that sheep is raging.
Mm.
That's a raging sheep.
I mean, if anything, you want to get knocked the fuck out of that sheep, out of that form. 'Cause that
Yeah,
sheep,
you wouldn't really lose your action, so you could attack as the sheep.
Yeah.
You probably won't hit, but
But it
Go for it anyways.
yeah,
Recklessly ram it.
could be fun. Level 6, let's go.
So at level 6, you gain bolstering magic. You can harness your wild magic to bolster yourself or a companion. As an action, you can touch one creature, which can be yourself, and confer one of the following benefits on your choice to that creature. So the choices are: for 10 minutes, the creature can roll a d3 whenever making an attack roll or an ability check, and add the number rolled to the d20 roll.
Which
And
seems
the
okay.
second effect is roll a d3. The creature regains 1 expended spell slot, the level of which equals the number rolled or lower,
That's very good.
the creature's choice. Once a creature receives this benefit, that creature can't receive it again until after a long rest. And you can take this action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses after you finish a long rest.
That's actually pretty good. So you
Yeah.
can use that 3 times per long rest, or a different person, of course. But that's pretty good. Just give your sorcerer, your wizard, your warlock, or cleric a chance to regain a 3rd level spell slot.
Yeah.
That's
but that
pretty good.
the moment you use it, you can't do so after you finish a long rest immediately.
No, that's fine. But the point is, you can still
Yeah.
give it to 3 different people, right?
Yep.
That's pretty
Yep.
good. Just before going
Yeah,
to
that's-
battle, just like, hey, wizard, here's an extra D3. If you get a 3rd level, 2 fireballs, baby, or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Easily one of the best abilities they have overall is,
Mm-hmm.
being essentially a spell battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you are using the fucking second one. You never use the first one. What is it? I mean, that 1 or 2 or 3 can potentially save you from an ability check or make an attack roll hit something.
Mm.
But I'd rather get my spellcasters to regain a goddamn spell slot.
I mean, it's kind of like a mini bless, effectively, for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, most of the time, yes, you're going to give the extra spell slot because that makes the most sense. But sometimes,
Exactly, yeah. I mean, okay, see, if the D3 applied to multiple creatures, like if you can choose a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus and give them a D3 each, then fine. I understand that. But it's one.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I guess giving it to more than one creature probably would have broken it a little.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
at that point, it's just a better blast.
No, I mean, not the spell slot thing. Just the first one. Like,
Yeah.
if I give three people a D3 to roll for them, that's not bad. Because bless lasts for 10 minutes, but it's a D4, which adds to attack rolls, saving throws, and saving throws. This is just attack rolls. Ability checks you're not using very much in terms of combat situations.
Well, it's not always going to be a combat situation. And it's worth noting, you do get it a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, which at that point is going to be 3 to 6. So there's a decent amount of times you'd be able to use it without giving that.
Yeah.
You know, especially on, non-combat heavy days.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I would still just choose the spell slot thing because that's just good.
Yeah, in general, that is usually going to be your best option. Especially if you're multi-classing with the caster with Barbarian. Like, this plus Wild Magic Sorcerer would be really fun.
Yeah.
And having the ability to regain, because you're going to be pretty low on spell slots.
Yeah.
So having the ability to regain them that way would be nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And then at level 10, you gain Unstable Backlash. When you are imperiled during your rage, the magic within you can lash out immediately after you take damage or fail a saving throw while raging. You can use your reaction to roll on the wild magic table and immediately produce the effect roll. This effect replaces your current wild magic effect.
Pretty good.
Get a gamble with that table. I love it.
Like, say you
I
attack.
really need to make one.
Say you attack,
Again.
you miss. Roll it. I can now teleport. Cool. Bonus action teleport. Gone.
Let's go. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Pretty damn good.
Yeah. And the last feature you gain is called
miss.
Controlled
and
Surge.
you get turned into a sheep. That'll be fucking hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
That would be funny.
That would be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. Bah.
Fuck.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. And then at 14th level, you get Controlled Surge. Whenever you roll on the Wild Magic table, you can roll the die twice and choose which of the two effects to unleash. If you roll the same number on both dice, you can ignore the number and choose any effect on the table.
Pretty good.
That's nuts. If you roll 2 8s on the d8, ooh.
Yeah,
I want that one.
yeah, pick your poison.
Woo.
This is a cool subclass.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Like, I had fun playing Belch through that one shot, and I wish I could play that character some more again. Like, I feel I didn't get to explore it fully.
Yeah. No, it's like, see, initially when I first read them over, I was like, yeah, it seems fine, it's whatever. But then, like, when you deep dive into something, you're like, actually, fuck, the applications are actually kind of nuts. Like, I thought Path of the Beast was like, I thought it was mediocre, right? When I first read it. But
No,
then,
it's
going
cool.
going through it with you guys, I'm just like, actually, fuck, this is pretty cool.
So that's why I took that. I made Path of the Beast. I think I took 3 levels or 4 levels of Path of the Beast Barbarian with another 5 levels of Circle of the Moon Druid.
Of
So I
course,
convinced Adi that I can, while in wild shape, I can rage as whatever beast, and that beast magically grows a tail every time. And I convinced him to believe it. And he's like, fine, you can play it. I was like, yes, it's a one shot anyways, don't worry, Adi.
Stab.
Just play
tail
testing it,
stab.
and oh my god, it's insane.
Yeah, this is actually...
It
No,
takes
Path of the Beast
setup.
is cool.
It takes setup, but it's ooh. You can
Yeah,
do some
100%.
fun things with
100%.
that subclass.
100%. It's pretty good. But yeah, guys, those are the Barbarian... Wow. Okay, so I have a new favorite. It's Wild Magic. I mean, Totem is still top tier, so is Zealot.
Yeah.
But Wild Magic is pretty good. Actually, even Beast sounds like fun. Like it'd be a very flavorful, really fun way to play a Barb.
Yeah.
Just go all out. Just
both these classes are about these two subclasses, and Tashas are about that.
Yeah.
Like at least that's what I still remember the first time when they came out and we got our hands on it. I was like, oh, these are just fun classes, and I love it. The Barbarian needed this.
Yeah. something wacky. Till then, they were like, yes, we are in tune with the spirits of the earth, or I'm just an angry motherfucker. I'm an edgelord. Now we're like, I'm gonna have some fun with this.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down, dude. I'm down to clown. But again, I mean, remember, it's a lot of these things are based off what you roll for your stats. Or if you're using standard array, or you're going to use point by, whatever system you're going to use to get your ability scores, a lot of that's going to decide your class. And also what your party members really need. Because it comes down to, like for me personally, like I will happily fill any role required. Do you need a healer? Do you need a tank? Do you need a damage dealer? Do you need utility? Do you need crowd control? Like, what do you need? I will say, everyone, you pick whatever the fuck you want. I will, pick up the slack on whatever is required. So this way, for me, all these options are fantastic. Other people like, I want to be full damage. I want to be full tank. I want to be like, I want to tank and do damage. I'm like, yeah, Totem is your best option. Totem or Zealot, those are your best options. But I mean, even though these are super fun, don't get me wrong, they're great fun. Totem still beats them out.
Yeah, I mean, Totem is going to be...
Totem's broken.
Yeah, mathematically, it is almost always going to be the best choice because you're doubling your HP effectively.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And the best part is you pick...
your DM.
Yeah,
no matter what he throws at you.
Yeah, I mean, pick a Kalashtar or pick a Emerald Dragonborn, and you have resist to psychic damage.
Gain that resistance to psychic, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you are nearly unkillable. Unkillable.
And you're killable. It's just you're not killable by conventional means, and it just becomes a chore to deal with.
Yeah.
You become
That's like you end up annoying your DM with that.
No, the issue is your DM has to compensate. Which then the fucking party will suffer for.
Yeah. Like, god damn it, he's still alive though. But there's the wizard crying with 10 HP.
Yeah.
Who are these things?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah. I mean, you guys remember, like, the rage, the only reason Totem is so good is because you are picking bear at level 3. Always. If you're not picking bear level 3, you have some weird idea what's gonna happen. But my point is, you're picking bear, resistance to all damage types except for psychic damage.
Yeah.
You are without doubt the hardest thing to kill in the entire game for the DM. So, but rage applies to all these barbarians as well. They all get resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other ways for you to compensate for your weaknesses, be it items. Mainly items, actually. Some items can give you protections against everything.
Yeah.
Potions, stuff like that. So, it's... Barbarians are fun. Like, the Beast and Wild Magic are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute insanity. It'll be fun. Play one. Like, next Barbarian I'm playing Beast, baby. Let's go. Fuck yeah. I'll probably die faster, but let's go.
I mean, for the most part, it's still the basic resistances, so that's still good.
Still pretty good. Still good, regardless. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so the ones we've spoken today about, what would you recommend to general overall character play?
Kind of a hard thing to answer just because it's really campaign. On a lot of them are really campaign dependent.
True. But at the same time, I'm like, what would you like recommend? Like say, for example, like I would say Zealot without question.
Zealot, if you're looking to play just mechanically, probably the strongest. I would say. Like I think undoubtedly out of the ones, again, not counting Bear, it is S tier.
Yeah.
I think Path of the Beast is really fun, but I like werewolves a lot, so I have a definite bias there.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing is, like, Beast is good. It's actually very, very good.
Yeah, it is mechanically very solid, and I think it has a lot of potential for different types of flavor. You know, any sort of monstrous character that you want to play, it can fit that role very easily.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, you can because of Tasha's rules, you can now play any race you want.
Yeah.
I can be a goblin Path of the Beast. I just turn into a fucking gremlin and come at you.
Yeah.
I'm Gizmo after dark. I ate something and I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to play like a full-on just monster from the monster manual, custom lineage plus Path of the Beast, you can probably make that whatever character you're wanting.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Or be a Goliath and just go, what the fuck, and just go crazy. You know? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, out of all the ones we've done so far, I think Beast is my favorite so far. I feel bad
for me, it's
dismissing it
Beast
before.
and Wild Magic.
Yeah?
Those two are, I'd say my favorites out of both these books.
And Steve,
Wild
of course,
Magic.
you are biased towards Beast.
Yeah. Wild Magic is a very close second on my list there, just from the fun aspect of it, because it does seem... The randomness of it, I think, is just fun in general, so...
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you get a 1d6 grenade on all your bonus actions. What the fuck? That's so good.
Quite nutty.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so guys, mess around, have some fun, you know, do some stupid shit. While Bear, of course, is the best without question. It's also, have some fun and try some new shit.
Try some new shit. Like, I made a gnome barbarian.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Name was Belch, but he kept having hiccups.
Yeah.
He would never burp. And he kept having hiccups, and it was his wild hiccups that were his wild magic rage. Every time he'd fight. It's fun. Shit! What happened to me? You can now teleport. Nice.
I mean, that's the best thing about this. Like, the fact that your wild magic is it's wild magic. It's uncontrollable. It's just absolute chaos.
You just feel a sudden sense of magic come in your hands, and you just don't know what it is until the moment you get to use it.
Yeah. Then you're like,
oh, okay.
Yeah. Flavor. It's just absolute flavor. Because barbarians as a class are not good with magic.
Yeah.
At all. Because like one of the rules is when you're raging, you can't cast spells.
You can't exactly. This served my missing link for barbs there.
Yeah.
That little connection, you know, to magic for them. I love that. It's like they have other forms of magic. Like if you take the zealot and stuff, it's kind of like divine magic that you're being blessed with.
Yeah.
But this is more like, as you said, it's a little closer connection to like magic is just fucking with you, basically.
Yeah. Mistra's having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this guy. He turned into a sheep. Yay. You know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I know it's great. It's actually,
and the additional features also.
Yeah.
Tashas.
Yeah, especially the ability to your instinctive bounce is actually quite. It's quite
I'd
good.
say instinctive bounce. Talk to your DM about it. Try and get that in.
Yeah.
That's something. It's utility at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's just
it's
extra.
good.
I mean, half your movement. Barbarians. Barbarians get up to 40 feet or 50 feet. At max level.
40 at level 5 itself. Level 5 or level 4, their speed increases by 10. So it's 40 general for most races.
Yeah. So, but then you go moving half that speed and then moving your full speed post that. pretty good.
Yeah.
So have fun with that. And the Beast has so like Steve mentioned, they've given you a table full of origins.
Yeah.
You can make your own origin.
So good. So good.
I mean, if you want to go through the list, in fact, it's a dice roll on the table, or you can pick and choose whatever you like. So it's a D4. You have 4 options. One of your parents is a lycanthrope, and you've inherited some of their curse. If you choose 2, you are descended from an archdruid who and inherently gain the ability to partially change shape. Or 3, a face spirit gifted you with the ability to adopt different bestial aspects. Or 4, an ancient animal spirit dwells within you, allowing you to walk this path. So it's almost like you were going to go totem, but you kind of took the whole animal thing to heart.
Yeah.
So again, those are options they're giving you. You can of course make your own, clear it with your DM, because again, that could also play into some of your backstory stuff as well, depending on the campaign you're playing. So could be fun. Anything else you want to go over, or are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So next week, hopefully, if you're doing it, we'll look at the Bard. And the Bard gets some... Oh god. Yeah. Holy shit. Creation. Oh god.
I hope Steve will be there for that one.
I'm awake.
Yeah.
We both can rule over our bards.
Eloquence, dude.
Yeah.
Best class.
Fucking
Best class, guys. Like, it's like every time. See, that's what I'm saying,
We'll leave that for that episode. This is not the Bard episode. Keep it in your pants, both you fuckers. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And tomorrow we're doing Descendant of Avernus, I believe, Con. Are we playing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to play that. I'll be streaming that. That'll be at 3 p.m. my time, which works out to whatever it is for you guys. Con's DMing. I'll be streaming that. Then post that is my game of Curse of Strahd with Con and a few other boys. So Con will be streaming that one. And then, of course, post that is Steve's game of Farline, which I'm a player in. I will be streaming that game. So please do tune in and watch the shenanigans as stuff is about to get absolutely buck wild. Because we were told what's gonna happen, and I don't think I'm ready for it, but let's see how it goes. Anything else to plug? Oh yes, of course. Any questions you guys have regarding anything we've spoken about, remember you can hit me up at House of Grim on Instagram, or Conrad at ConnorBoy24_TV on Instagram. Remember, you can always follow Con on his Twitch channel as well, twitch.tv/ConnorBoy24. He streams daily, I stream daily. Drop by, say hi. As a reminder, we are doing this live on Twitch. Chat is open. If you have questions you want to ask, feel free to do so in the chat. We're more than happy to answer your questions. Steve doesn't believe in social media, so he has none of that shit. So you can't ask him. Haha. You have to go to
social media doesn't exist.
Yeah, but anyway. The beautiful artwork you see before you is done by our very own Priscilla Dillon. Hit her up at Prissy Dilly for any artwork you might have. Graphic design, character art, anything. Just hit her up on Instagram and talk to her about what you might be interested in having. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and we'll see you all hopefully next week. So from all of us here to you guys, till then, roll for initiative and peace out.